Hello guys, I'm Verena, and yeah, almost full house. That makes me super happy because I did not expect so many people to be super interested in IRL streaming because it's still a niche on Twitch. And yeah, we printed some flyers. So first question is, who of us found this panel via the flyer that we pressed everyone in the hands? Raise your hand if you bought from the flyer. 2, 3, 5, not so many. Okay, so they were not so expensive, so it does not matter that much. So my name is Verena. I'm from Germany. I'm a German live streamer on Twitch, and I started 2022 with yeah, like I think most of us started with gaming, and I switched pretty fast to just chatting streams. And back into 2022, it was not that popular to stream outside, to do some IRL streaming. There were not so many streamers streaming outside, and it got more popular over time. And in I think it was 2023, I was like, yeah, okay, there are some people on Twitch that are streaming outside. They're strolling around the cities and sitting in parks and stuff. And I was like, yeah, okay. Doing just chatting from home is not so cool after a year, and maybe we bring some spice to my stream. And so yeah, that's how I started IRL streaming. I just wanted to bring some more experiences and adventures to my community. And since, what year is it? 2025? Yeah, since 2024 I'm a full-time streamer focused on mainly IRL streaming. And since I do this IRL streaming, some people came to me and they were like, yeah, okay, Verena, I see you do some live streams outside, and what kind of setup do you have? What do you stream from a phone, or do you stream from your camera? Do you use a server? Do you use a microphone? And I got pretty many questions about IRL streaming, and so I thought that I would take this opportunity to talk here at the Twitchcon about my experience as an IRL streamer, or experience of IRL streaming, and how to start with it, because it's not that complicated, and to start with IRL streaming, that's pretty simple. And I think some of you maybe a little bit more experience with IRL streaming and others less. And most of you guys, when you heard the first time of IRL streaming, you had a very specific picture in your head that was about many SIM cards, just like this. IRL streaming is a super stuffed backpack with 5 fans in it and 100 cables, and this white Sony camera on your shoulder. This is how IRL streamer looks like. And the most important is 100 SIM cards, because if you want to do some IRL streaming, you have to have at least 10 SIM cards and 10 routers. And I think that was the state of art, I think a couple of years ago, and still it's a super solid setup that many people are using. Lika, for example, she's still using the setup and it's pretty solid. She's happy with it so far. But if you are a beginner, it's not necessary to have like a backpack, spend thousands of euros to buy all the stuff. You can start pretty simple, and that's what I want to explain to you. Like, I'm gonna start with the pretty basic setup, and I will show you the next upgrade that you can do, and a next upgrade. So it's a basic setup and 2 upgrades that you can make if you do some more IRL streaming. And I didn't tell you about the agenda for today's panel talk. So I brought, as you see, some super beautiful slides. A pretty quick presentation about IRL setups, and then you guys will have the opportunity to ask some questions. After that, we will start with the panel talk with my German IRL friends. And we will talk a little bit about our experiences with IRL streaming and for the technical setup as well. And after that, you will have again the opportunity to ask some questions, and and if you yeah, a little bit shy, you can still ask some questions after the panel talk. So, so okay, yeah, I just showed you the setup that Lika is using and which was the status quo a couple of years ago. But hello, new guests. Hi. Take seats. So, yeah, so if you want to start with IRL streaming, it's not that expensive and it's not that complicated. I guess you're gonna laugh. It looks like this. This is everything that you need to start with IRL streaming. Just like your smartphone and a selfie stick and a streaming app. So I think every one of you owns a smartphone and most of you may also use or own a selfie stick. So it's not that expensive, or maybe it will not cost you any money to start with IRL streaming. So it's just a phone, you need a streaming app, you need a selfie stick, and you just go outside and explore the world and show the world to your communities. And you may think now, but that looks so simple. Do I not need like a server? And what about microphones and servers? And what about the connection? Where are these SIM cards? So yeah, this is like super basic. So this is what I recommend all of my friends if they ask me, I want to start with IRL streaming. And I'm like, okay, if you stream in a city, for example, I'm from Munich, and when I started with IRL streaming, I was strolling around the city, I was just using like the phone and the streaming app, and it was super enough, because you can expect that in a city, the connection is stable enough that you can use just only one SIM card, and you do not need a server in between. So, what I would recommend you as an upgrade on the next step. So the first upgrade that I would recommend is putting a server in between. So, like the server is your source, or like what is a source? A server is necessary in a city if you want to make sure that you have a stable connection. So for example, when I'm on a highway, for example, if you are on a highway, and you don't have the whole time a stable connection. The server is, the job of the server is that the connection is, yeah, if the connection stops, so if you are in like in the countryside or whatever, or on the highway as I said, then the server helps you just to keep the connection stable. That's, as I said, nothing that you need if you are in a city where the connection is most of the time available, but it's super helpful if you are somewhere where the connection is yeah, simply not there. And you have the same setup. You have a smartphone, you have a streaming app, and you just have the server in between. And you can use a online service for the server, or maybe you know a friend that knows a friend that is offering, because I have also a friend of mine who's hosting my IRL streaming server, and it's super helpful if I have some connection issues that he can just check and stuff. Yeah, this is the first upgrade that I would recommend. The server is helpful, but as I said, not necessarily needed. So the next upgrade is, there is the router that many of you may just thought, okay, something is missing. A router is helpful if you want to stream with not only one SIM card, because you put one SIM card in the smartphone, you put one SIM card in the router, and still you can stream from your phone. You have on the smartphone, you have the streaming app, you use a router with a SIM card, you connect it. This is called bonding, and with this bonding, you can stream with not only one SIM card. As I said, you can. With this setup, you can stream with 2 connections. And if you want to be super fancy, or if you want to go on adventures, I would recommend a DJI Cam. This is like most of us IRL streamers, so at least in my bubble, so we use this setup. We use the smartphone, we use the Moblin app, we use a server, we use the DJI Cam and a router with one more SIM card. And This is nothing that I would recommend for beginners, but if you gained some experience already with the basic setup that I just showed you, this is pretty good because it's pretty nice. You can put the action cam on your phone, you can put it on your shoulder, you can put it on your bike if you want to explore the world on a bike, for example. This is pretty solid and pretty good, and as I said, most of me, this is also my setup, and that's a setup that most of us are using for IRL streaming. And if you want to upgrade this, once more, you see that we not only have one smartphone, we have two more. Those smartphones are used as extra routers. So with the Moblin app on your iPhone, you can not only have one connection, you can have as many connections as you want. You can add two more connections with the Moblink app. It's super easy. So it's not so easy, but it's easy if you gained a little bit more experience with the previous shown steps. So I would not recommend this for the very first beginning, for the start, but if you gained a little bit more experience, it's getting more easier with all the upgrades. And if you guys still have questions, I brought some two channels to you. On the left is my TikTok channel. I share some of my experiences as a Twitch streamer, and I give some insights in IRL streaming and also tips and tricks for the setup stuff. For example, it's in German, but I do, for example, an unboxing on the first video with some IRL streaming equipment that I bought on AliExpress. And on the right, it's Moritz' YouTube account. He is giving more insights, so more technical insights on IRL streaming. For example, he's showing you how do you bond those SIM cards that you can stream with 5 SIM cards, for example. And he's more the technical guy, and he's sharing some nice information that are pretty helpful. So, and that was my little cute presentation. If you guys have some question, raise your hand and we can answer. You have a question?
Just take the slide back so I can take a picture.
Oh yeah, sure.
Sorry. I was literally just snapping that. So
it's Verena.Ulrich on TikTok and Moritz Schmid 1. Oh, it's very German. Yeah. On YouTube, if you guys also want to take some pictures of it. Oh my god. Yes.
Hi. Is the connection issue only a German thing? Because I'm German.
Oh my god!
And we know what it means, or is it all over the world?
It may be all over the world. Maybe Danny is super international. Danny, how is the connection in Morocco?
I love this question because this is a running gag. I think in the whole IRL zone that in Germany the internet connection is very worst. But it's a common thing. I think in every city there are good connections, so in every kind of this world. And if you go far away from the cities, you will see that in every country there's a problem with the internet connection. And for IRL streaming, you don't want that the stream disconnect, so you need more SIM cards. The best is 2, better than 3. More is much better. And this, when you have a mobile signal from one provider, and not all antennas have the same providers, and so you need more providers, and then it's better. Yeah. But in Morocco, it's also a good internet connection. So if you stay on the highway, most of the time when you go in the highway, it's a good internet connection. But when you go off-road or something like that, or in the woods and the mountains, there are less.
Thank you, Jenny. More questions? I'm going to start here first. Yes.
Per SIM card, how much data do you actually use? Because does it depend on what cameras you're using or what you're sending to?
This depends on the bitrate that you're sending, because this depends the resolution and the frames per second we want to stream. So the more resolution and frames per second you want to stream, the more about bitrate you need for a good, clear
But is there
picture.
a way to work it out how much data you actually need?
Yeah, I think you set the bitrate, for example, like 6,000, and then you send like 6,000 per second, and then you can calculate how much this is for like a minute or an hour, and with that you can like calculate it when you think like you're doing a 3-hour stream, how much data you use. Yeah, it's not 100% accurate, and I always miss stuff like that. But I don't know. I think it's like a rule of thumb. Like if you have like 5 GB of data for a stream, then you can store it. But me personally, I always try to have like unlimited. Yeah, but okay, but it gets super expensive, of course. Yeah. But some providers, if you like streaming for once or twice, not so often, you can buy like daily passes. That you just say, okay, today I have an IRL stream, I buy a day pass, and then like this problem is kind of gone. Yeah.
Okay, we had one more question here on the back. Who was it? It was you.
I had a question, but it kind of was answered here. But yeah, was there like a budget usually made? Because SIM card, especially when you go to international like places, since it can get like really expensive pretty fast, especially with data. I was wondering if you have usually like a budget you know you are going to use for SIM card, and like what do you recommend, like yeah, for beginners, because in international countries it's pretty expensive, so yeah.
The best way to do it when you're going in another country, there are local prepaid cards. So there's a website like Wikipedia, you can search for it, can give it afterwards. There's a whole website you can see, and this country is a prepaid card, and how much is money, and it's much more better than your own SIM card because you're using roaming, and roaming means you're coming from your country where you are, back to your country, then to the server, then it's very much of delay. So the best part is a local prepaid card from the country where what you visit. So and this is very not expensive. So in Austria, in my country, is a prepaid card unlimited 20 euros. So it's very, and you have unlimited internet for your stream.
Yeah, but the hard thing really is that every country is different.
Yeah.
So that's this website, when Danny first sent it to me, it's like really like for every country it's 5 different options, and that's kind of something you can't like have like one solution that fits everything. But the prepaid thing is always the thing that you like looking for if they have it.
Okay, one more question here.
So that's not a question, but I just want to mention that the creator of Moblin is with us, which is Eric. Let's give him a clap for his awesome work again, right?
Stand up.
I've got a question regarding streaming in areas where there's loads of radio frequencies and interference, like on the main expo hall. So, for instance, everywhere around the convention center, I get good signal, but when I go to the main floor, it suddenly completely drops, completely freezes, or just crashes entirely. But everywhere else, it's fine. So do I just have to get a more stronger mobile hotspot and then fight all the other mobile hotspots, or is it just basically money talks in this instance?
More questions?
Yeah, the point that you like coming from is like a lot of VLAN interferences and a lot of devices that's causing the problems, like easy said. So first thing you kind of should do, what Verena showed, is like streaming from a camera to your phone, then to the stream. That you shouldn't do with a lot of people and a lot of phones around, because this VLAN destroys, is like kind of, this VLAN signal is kind of fragile. So if you can, then you use like cables. But for the overall connection, well, that would be like how I would solve it is like a money game. Who has like the most routers and the most different SIM cards. I think there is nothing you really can do against it. I don't know, maybe somebody else has another creative idea, but in the end, if you just like, for example, if you have like a city where like 100,000 people are, everyone is using his iPhone or smartphone, then it's just really hard to IRL stream. Yeah. Especially at a convention in that, yeah. If you're like super fancy, what you could do, if you have like a company, you can go to a telecom company, and then you can buy your own bandwidth but then you pay like on a minute basis, so I don't know, that would cost like thousands of dollars. It's a theoretical solution, I know a streamer that is doing this, but it's not something that you can like do on a convention.
Yeah.
I was just wondering about content because I'm learning about IRL streaming. My son is a lot of gaming and streaming. I've practiced and done some IRL streaming just myself just to see what it's like. But what do you find is popular for content? Like what sort of content are you creating in the streams?
What was your favorite stream so far, Lika? IRL streaming?
I love doing IRL streaming because of the social interactions. So I'm like more, I have no idea about technical stuff, but I love to talk to random people. Like the craziest stream I had was I had a random date with a guy I met on the street and we filmed it and it was really, really funny. And yeah, and I'm traveling, I make stupid, crazy shit, and also like yeah, I think like the social interactions is a good content. If you're not shy, if you're good at this, then you can make really good content. You can tell stories, and it's really authentic, and it's the real world, and that's the thing I love.
So for Lika, it's the spontaneous stuff.
Yeah.
And for you, Pirato, what was your favorite stream so far?
My favorite stream on IRL, I travel, but on IRL stream, my focus is on the technical of the IRL streaming, from beta box to Moblin. That is my interesting focus of IRL stream, and travel like Europa. That is my favorite of IRL streaming, and change the information of my friends and other streamers. The news of the IRL streaming, of the news of the technical, and I have of the Docker containers from SRTLR, and yeah, that is my interesting way, and I'm making a website for all for free for all interesting IRL streamers, for technical things, from modem to from modems to cameras, and little things do need for IRL streaming, and an instruction for build SRTLR server. Can I say my website?
No.
Okay. My website is myirlsetup.com. That is a website, and you can see all the things, cameras, what you need for the IRL streaming, and the attraction from Moritz. I've linked the videos also on the website.
Good, thank you. If you would ask me this question, I would say, yeah, what is pretty popular in IRL streaming are challenges. So if you just take the camera, you go outside, so those guys came here with a cat car, for example, in IRL streaming, or he did like a homeless, like living on the street stream for 4 days or something. This is super cool that people are very interested in, yeah. This is very good.
Or maybe Verena, now you could show the video. Then
yeah, I can show you a video, but I don't know, we have some more questions.
Yeah, but we can ask questions like after it, or?
Guys, pretty good. Yeah, I brought a video. How do I start it? I brought a video of our IRL streams. Next.
1, 4.
That was the random date.
Yeah. How did you
I was a bunny because it was Valentine's Day.
So, wollen wir klicken?
Mein Schatz.
Sehr geil. Ich will's auch haben. Ja, ist schon geil. Kannst du mich küssen danach?
Ups.
Dat is 10 von 10, dat is 10 andere. Wir haben ja lieber gerade weitergefahren, ich sag gleich, gerade weiter wäre viel besser gewesen.
Die ganze Piste ausnutzen. Schön. Check herzlich willkommen. Hier sind die
Cool. Also. Ich will auch klicken.
Oh Gott!
Adventures. Okay, yeah, this is so. Some of us do more adventures. Others, I mean, IRL streaming is all about adventures. I would say, if it's spontaneous dates or if it's boat trips on a river, yeah, it's all about adventures. So, do we have more questions, guys? Yes.
Going back to what she was asking before about what you stream, do you something that you're passionate about, or that you find really interesting, that also comes through on camera?
What we especially found interesting on camera.
No, that's what I mean. If you do what's passionate to you, that interest will come through, and people will like what you do because of that.
If we meet people that like what we do when we are outside.
If you're passionate about what you're making, then that's your content. What I'm trying to say is don't force what you're filming. Don't try and make something back out of your comfort zone, almost.
So if we are comfortable doing live streams, yeah, that's a pretty good question, because Lika made some not so nice experiences. I mean, most of the time when we do IRL streams, people come to us and they're like, oh, okay, you have a camera here, but what are you doing? Why are you filming yourself? And most of the people are pretty curious and they are cool and like, oh, okay, that's nice, I would never do that. But some people are not so nice because they're like, okay, privacy, get a real job and stuff, but that's the things that we streamers all get to hear. But Lika, was there an experience that you made that made you feel pretty uncomfortable?
Many situations. So, yeah. Was heißt auf Englisch? Ich wurde schon mal verklagt.
I got sued.
I got sued once because I filmed a security guy for 3 seconds, and but he was really harsh on me, and he was really unfriendly. And I put the VOD after that. I put it down, but it wasn't enough, so he sued me. But yeah, nothing happened. Like,
but how do you deal with this situation?
Yeah, it's so. I try. So the first thing you have to know about live streaming is, what are you allowed to do? Are you allowed to film people? No, are you not? But the easiest thing is to ask them, can I film you? And if they say yes, you have the permission. So that's easy. So I had these many times that I was filming just myself, my face, and then someone grabbed my camera and threw it away or touched my things, and then I'm really scared. I'm really scared, and I try to deal with the situations, but I'm not I'm not sure what's the best thing. I try to be polite. Sometimes I'm not polite that anymore, because when someone touches my things, I think it's really stupid. Yeah, and I got in many situations where, I think 2 weeks ago, I was streaming myself doing like roller skating, and I was talking to my chat. I had alerts on my stream, and everyone could see the camera. So I thought, okay, they know I'm live streaming. So a guy walks into my stream and starts talking. Oh, what are you doing? You're filming, and he wanted to connect with me on my Instagram. And he made like a concept, and we can both grow and stuff. And I thought it was a funny story, and he does this for my streaming. It's like a show, and I thought he knows that I'm live streaming. And suddenly, after 5 minutes, he says, "Oh, but this is just between us, okay? You're not allowed to tell this anyone in the world, like not your father, your mother, your sister, and stuff, and your friends." And I was, oh my god, I'm live streaming right now, but it didn't tell anything. Like I was, I hope he doesn't know. And then it was so
sometimes
scared.
unsafe.
Yeah, I was so fucking scared. And then someone in my chat, he triggered an alert, like a big burp, and he was, "Are you streaming right now? Oh my god, you're not allowed." And he grabbed my phone and he wanted to from my camera and stuff. And I screamed for help, and someone helped me. Yeah. So yeah, this was the situation.
So sometimes pretty unsafe situations happen, and like Mika said, if you are in a room with people and you see somebody is on the Hintergrund, back of the stream, just tell them, yeah, I'm live streaming. Are you okay with that? But be polite. If you are polite, if you take care of the people around you, it's okay. So most of the people are cool with live streamings, but sometimes unsafe situations happen.
Yeah, that's also my experience. Most of the people, they're just curious what you're doing. So when they kind of look a bit strange and say, "Yeah, you see I'm here live streaming on Twitch," and then they, "Okay, what is Twitch?" And you say, "Yeah, it's a live streaming platform, it's super cool." And then I'm like, okay. So then I most of the time get like good reactions. But when you're just like running around holding someone a camera in the face, then you probably won't get as many good reactions. So yeah, but when you explain to people, then they like it most.
One more question was here. You first.
Oh yeah, I wanted to know if you guys have like any safety measures for when stuff like this happens, especially as women. Do you have like, I don't know, someone on call? I saw in the video that you had someone with you sometimes with streaming. Is that
me?
Yeah, I saw someone filming you with the stream. So I was like, is that a safety measure or?
Most of the time I'm alone, and actually I don't have a safety. No. So I hope that there is someone nearby me and I can scream for help. Or I know I have someone in my chat who can call 110, so the police. Yeah, that's the thing, because I know I'm live streaming, so I have evidence. If something happens, I can, then maybe it's too late, but I know at least someone can call the police or something. I wanted to do a tramping tour to Italy, and people say, "Oh, don't do this, because if you're going into a car with a stranger, with a man, something can happen." But I think if I'm filming myself, it's like a protection, because like hundreds of people see this. So I feel a little bit more comfortable about it. But yeah, don't do this, because I'm really stupid.
No, but like you say, someone in chat knows where you are then, so that they.
Yeah, if I do this tramping tour, I would give someone my location.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and they will see where I am. Yeah, and they could call the police. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a follow-up question to the fact that you're not allowed to film other people. When you are in a big crowd, like let's say you're in a city, in a touristic area, you will obviously have some people that are in the background of your stream. So how do you handle that?
Yeah, maybe I can answer it. So I'm from Switzerland, and you have in every country you have like different laws. and also the time when I studied law is a bit back, but in Switzerland it's like that, if you film a group of people, then you're allowed to film them. So there's like a rule of thumb, and it's in every country different, and there are some other exceptions. Yeah, we have here you want?
Yes.
Yes. Sir.
Maybe I can also say something about it. So, yeah, the law is one thing that you should always maybe at least know a little bit about those things. So in Germany it's also very weird. Someone got sued because he had someone in the background that you could see for like 2 frames. And that was illegal, but if you film a landscape and there you see a group of people that you can identify, then it's not illegal. That's weird, but if there's a person in the foreground, then it's illegal. People can sue you, so I just try always to be friendly and nice to everybody, and then most of the time the people are also nice to you. Then because if you would, I mean, also in every part of life, if you would strictly follow every rule, well, it wouldn't really work. So sometimes you, it's not about, and rules are often also for times where things don't work well together. But if you can understand you well with other people, then I think that it's not a problem if you do things that are not totally legal or where people could sue you if they wanted, because most of the time it's easy to solve problems in person with those people. Even then, when someone is in the background that didn't want to be filmed, you tell me, hey, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know it, and you go in, and so that's how I do it. Thank you.
Can I? Yeah. So I think there are a few rules you can follow. Don't film children. Be friendly to anyone. No faces, or so you can identify someone. And if you want to film someone, ask for permission, and that's.
Yeah, be nice. I think we can say, be nice to everyone, and every restrictions are different in each country. Ask your local Jura guy. So more questions? Yeah, many questions. I love it. So, here you go. Was it not you?
Yeah. I walked in a bit later, so maybe I missed it, but aside from Moblin, is there another app which you would recommend using for IRL streams? I have an Android phone myself, and I can't use Moblin.
For Android you have IRL Pro that you can use. You have Prism, I think. Streamlabs has an app.
And the Twitch app.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just the Twitch app.
Yeah. We had one more question in the back.
I know everybody has different levels of privacy, so in terms of challenges of hiding your name on your credit card, or when you're going home at the end of the day, what sorts of things do you guys find challenging in that regard, and how do you go about avoiding doxing yourself or your personal information?
Danny?
So the question was a bit about how we hide our personal information, our privacy.
This is easy for me, living in a car and travel around Europe, so nobody will find me.
No, for me, I think it's really a learning thing, because when I started with streaming, I had none follower. And I was thinking nobody knows me, I just can start my stream at home, it's not that big deal, but at some point you kind of, you have to really put that into perspective. So for example, for me, what I'm now doing when I start, for example, a bike tour, I have one place that I always drive there, it's I don't know, a bit away from my place where I live. Then I do my setup and I start and end there. So in my head, for me, this is kind of my base, this spot, because it's a bit away. Something new that came for me when I started a new camera and had like a new angle, and then you always could see my hands. So that was a problem because entering like the PIN code of your smartphone, showing the credit card information if you pay somewhere. So I think that's something that you have to learn and also really have to think of it. For example, now when I'm walking somewhere and there's like here a camera, then I'm like, okay, first camera down, do it. So kind of for me, I've tried to learn it with like a list in my head, but that's not really like the best advice.
Yeah, I always think about what could happen. So if you go into a grocery store and it's about the payment, yeah, think first, okay, what could happen? I have to type in my PIN code. They might see my my full name, or if you step in the hotel receptions, they might say your full name. And yeah, just think ahead of what could happen, and then mute it or go into the pause screen or something. That's something that I do, but me too. So I typed in once my PIN code or my phone code. That happens sometimes. So if that happens, you have to act fast and yeah, do something about it. So more questions? Yeah, here first.
When streaming to a server, is there any specific software you use? Like, does the server run OBS, for example, and then that goes to Twitch, or is it something else?
I think this is not beginner stuff. So I think for us, so if I talk to all of us, so most of us have like a provider for server things. So if you have a friend or a friend or friend, or you could just Google like a server provider, you just say, okay, set up a server, and they just do it for you. So I have no idea about servers, so it's too technical. But can somebody answer that question?
Yeah, like there are different possibilities as always, but like the easiest way to think of it, you have like the server or the computer, and this computer is running OBS, and your signal, you don't send it like straight to OBS, you have like a second little server, and you send it like a relay server or a bonding server. That's a bit technical, but you send it there, and from this you kind of then place it in your OBS, and from OBS it goes out. Also, maybe you've seen that with IRL streams, when the internet is gone, then these clips come. There's also like a special plugin. It's called NoAlps for OBS that does that for you. So there are like two approaches that you can do. Like the first one that Verena said, you just go to a provider that does everything for you, or you can like look for tutorials online and do it yourself. You can even do it with your own computer, then you don't need to rent one, but then you kind of have to go into it. Yeah, and then it's a bit technical. So also for me, I also would say I'm half technical, and I was like, no, I don't do it. I just pay.
Yeah. Thank you.
I had just another thought about this privacy thing, because I think it's also important to not make it too big of a topic. If you talk a lot about privacy and oh yeah, I shouldn't dox myself, and yeah, then people have this in mind all the time, also the viewers and also the people who have maybe not the best interests in mind, and also yeah, that have this in mind when they watch your stream. If you just ignore this topic, have it in your mind but not talk about it, I think that's one of the best things. Just try to be aware, and if you maybe leak any private informations, then also just ignore it and go on, and maybe you have a private Discord channel with your mods to tell them they should delete the clips or the VOD.
Very good point. One question?
First of all, how long have you guys all been streaming, and how was like the first few months for you guys starting out?
I'm doing streaming now for 3 years, maybe so professional since 2 years, and it's starting like a hobby, like everything. I want to go outside, I want to do sports, I'm doing hiking, climbing, something like that, and I want to bring people with me who have time. So when all people was watching, they have time. So and for me was that I'm looking for a buddy who making with me adventure. And the audience are the buddies. They are also always with me. And this is, I think, it's small. Also, when you're starting with streaming, you have 1 or 2 people. No? They love what you're doing. When you love what you do, they will also see your happiness and they enjoy that. And then you grow and you grow, maybe. No? And I think in the first time, you don't have to. You don't always have to look on the count of people who are watching you. This doesn't matter. You have to be fun with that what you are. And if 1 people is writing or 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. Because when you are happy what you are doing, then this is what you want to bring, that what you're doing, other people together around the world. And that's, I think, one of the greatest things, and you have to start like this.
When you guys started with IRL streaming, do you agree that you have to get used to it? Is it different from streaming in front of the desktop PC?
Yes. So I started live streaming. I'm live streaming since 4 years, and I started IRL 2 years ago. And it was my first live stream I can remember on the street. I was really, really anxious. But it helps me to improve my social anxiety. So yeah, I'm better with talking to strangers now, because I do this all the time on my live streams. But the first streams, I was like, oh my god, they're looking, oh my god, what I'm doing, oh god. But then I'm just doing my thing and I don't care about others, yeah.
I just started slow with going with my phone in a park. And yeah, I also do Oktoberfest streams. And so at the Oktoberfest many things could happen. That just would not a stream that I would recommend for the first time. So go to a park where you're pretty alone and try it out. And if you feel comfortable, just do a little bit more, go into the crowd, and yeah, that's what I would recommend.
This is keep it short and simple. Start with streaming because you are outside of your home base, because you have a streaming laptop at home for streaming, but when you're around, the connection can be poor, there are many people around you, this all is stressful and you want to do something. No? So keep all short and simple and go to the next level when you're ready for it. So don't think about I have to make 2 cameras and bonding server or something. Starting with 1 single camera, with 1 SIM card, and find your way coming, because it's very stressful outside. No? So many things can happen on the street. It's crazy.
More questions? I'm gonna start with
So, which was the best and worst country you've been to for IRL streams?
Germany.
Best or worst?
Worst.
Schade. Last one more. So, do you prefer Android phones or iPhone phones for IRL streams lately?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The best app on streaming platform for IRL is for Apple, for iOS software. It's called Moblin, because this is one of the. You have everything you need. It's a little computer in your hand, and I think that's the best thing. It's never coming to Android. So if you want to make really good streams with everything you want to have at home at your PC, you have to go for Moblin. And if you have questions about Moblin, because the developer from this, the Eric, is here, you can ask him after everything about Moblin, because you can stand up, yes, because it's one of the best apps. It makes it so easy to stream IRL, since this man made this app. I'm not joking.
I'm so curious, what is the best and worst country you ever streamed?
The best?
Yeah.
The worst country is the German speaking, because also with the privacy.
Yeah.
And the best, the rest. Really. The rest of the world is very beautiful, and I love it. I don't know what we're doing, and I love it. I say hello in the camera and something like that. They enjoy it, so there's not so. In German we say Stock im Arsch.
Yeah, maybe I'm jumping a bit because of your question, like Android or iPhone, what's better. So I can also tell a bit my story. When I started doing IRL streaming, my background is more like from the perspective of a producer who produces streams. And my goal at the start was to make like the best quality, like to have a big camera, It looks really nice, and I built all this, and for the first year I streamed with it, and it looked really cool, and people liked it, and they wrote, wow, you're such a good quality, what camera you use. But since like half a year, I really switched to lose as much of this technical stuff. I switched to a smaller camera, I also switched to Moblin, so since then it just gets way less stressful. So for me, the best IRL streams are, I start everything, then I put my camera here, I put my phone in my bag, I put power banks on it, and I never think of the Technik, because then it just runs, and in the end of the streams, you say, oh, okay, everything worked good. So that's kind of my biggest learning, like to go with less technical stuff, just to try to make it as comfortable to stream. So this is like my approach now. But on the other side, if I have like a big production, I also like using big cameras. So it's yeah.
Big is always better, right?
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah. How much do you plan the content for your stream? Is it like, oh, I'm going to do this today, and I plan this and this and this, or is it, let's see what happens, or for the day that just happens? I understand, but what's the difference? Is it more planned, or is it let's see what happens?
Both. Sometimes you go to a city and you say, okay, let's just happen. Let it just happen. Sometimes you plan things. For example, with your friends, Verena and I, we had a planned tour with our bikes, with our scooters. We wanted to travel to Rotterdam with our scooters, and then we had an accident, so it was half planned and half unplanned. Yeah.
But that's what IRL streaming is about. I think it's the unexpected situations, and yeah, you can plan it, but it always comes different than you thought. Oh, more questions?
Yeah, do you say?
Yeah, so that depends what kind of content you want to create. When you want to go hiking on a mountain, you have to plan where I have to go, what equipment I need, because of the connections. Do you need starting mini? This is a new thing that you can put it on your backpack and something. Or you go in the city. I think it's always cool, you have a little story, a little plan in your mind, what you want to do, but be open for everything what's happening around, because you have to be open, because this is the content which is unique, because you don't plan it, nobody planned it, it happens. No? Make this is very cool. So the plan is very good, but everything what's happening around is much better.
Yeah, for me, what I kind of try is to have like one topic. That is like the thing. And also, when you think a bit, like you have that's also something I would say like Ronnie invented, is you have like one main quest of a stream, like one challenge that you kind of want to achieve. For example, in the clip you saw me eating this milkshake with the huge cake on it. So kind of the story of the stream was, I'm going to this restaurant, I took it by a boat, and it stretched it, and then in the last hour I had like this stupid milkshake. So the idea is kind of to build like a tension on it and to have this as the final. Because if I just would start the stream and I would say, oh, here's this cake, here's the shake, we eat it, and then it's done after 10 minutes, then yeah, it wouldn't be like that engaging for viewers. Yeah.
More questions? So many questions. It's amazing.
It's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't expect that. Yes?
Hey, sorry, maybe I misheard, but you were saying that there was a prepaid SIM card website that you were looking at. Could you name what that is?
Yeah, I can show you afterwards, because I don't know the exact address, but I can show you the website. It's no problem. So for everyone who wants to know, the Wikipedia SIM card website, it's very accurate and helped me very a lot, because I'm traveling a lot and it's very helpful.
What is the Wikipedia website, SIM cards? What? Is that a website?
Yeah, it's a website, yeah.
Cool. Never heard of that.
You are not a technical set.
More questions? any questions? First?
That's perfect.
When you stream live, do you afterwards have invest time to provide the videos like on demand afterwards, or is it gone forever?
You can save it. Twitch saves it automatically.
Yeah. Okay.
But not too long.
But you do not. You leave it like this. You do not like work on it and put it to YouTube or something. Make it shorter or so.
No, I don't. Do you guys have YouTube?
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point because IRL streaming, there happens so much. It's like the perfect source to create cool content, like for YouTube or other social media. And it happens to be that after this talk, Verena and we're doing another talk where we talk about this topic, how we create like social media content out of Twitch clips. I think it's super cool if you have like a lot of clips, and you should advise like your people, your viewer, that they clip as much as possible. And Twitch is now also really pushing this, that you just can like with 1 or 2 clips publish the clips to social media, yeah. So this is super like the coolest thing, one of the coolest thing about IRL streaming, yeah.
So it's me again. So as we all know, IRL streams gonna suffer from technical issues, right? And I'm not an IRL streamer myself, but I have some friends, and every time when we have problems, a technical problem, their motivation gets lower when that happens. So how do you keep self-motivated after that kind of problems?
It's a good question. What I would say at the beginning, keep your technical for in the beginning short and simple. You have to learn the technique because you are not only the content creator who go outside and making IRL streams. You're also for the technique, for the signal, for the microphone, for the video feeds. You are the person who read the chat, who interact. So you are everything in once. So this is very stressful. So I think that the best thing is start really short and simple. Only with a phone, and then learn. And when you want to learn, there are so many tutorials outside, like Moritz's channel. You can learn how can you make your technical better, and then if you understand how that works and you make it for your own stream, you learn it. Because the most of the problem is you want too much and you don't understand everything. It's very technical in the background, and you have to understand it because it's your part to make this all in once. Television, they have a team. Here's a team with cameras and something like that. This is a team, but you alone. So you know what I mean? So you have to learn for yourself how the technicals work, and then it's, I think, then you do. The first time is very frustrating. So don't keep it on the limit, on your limit. So start from the beginning and learn and grow and grow and grow and grow.
So we have 2 minutes left. Next question.
Hey, how do you guys deal with like stream snipers and people who come into your streams, like stalkers and stuff?
Well, for me it's very easy because I'm traveling a lot and I have no stream sniper. But I think when you're streaming in your own city, that's the main problem. I don't know.
Some safety things like don't tell anyone the hotel you're staying in. Yeah. Tell the chat that it's forbidden to leak some streams or cities and stuff. And tell your mods if somebody is leaking your location and it's the message is getting deleted and the person gets a timeout.
Yeah, and I think also when a stream sniper arrived, be cool, be kind, take a picture, and most of the time the people going away.
Yeah,
so
and they're nice.
Be friendly, it happens or can happen. Be friendly, take a picture, and then say, okay, thanks, see you later, and then go on.
So the time is getting like a little bit dark orange, and I think we are at the end of our panel talk at this point. Thank you very much for your questions. I did not expect it. And we still have the last question about the SIM card Wikipedia thing, but we will, we will find it out. Thank you so much. If you have some more questions, we will stay here on the hallway. Just talk to us. Thank you so much, guys.